In the Gospel of St. John, chapter 11, Jesus talks about the difference between a shepherd and a hireling. Now, clearly the passage is about him, because he is the good shepherd who lays down his life for the sheep. But the passage also reflects passages in Jeremiah, where the prophet of God speaks to the shepherds who are false shepherds, who don't protect the sheep. And clearly, what John chapter 11 discusses is what a good shepherd in the pastoral sense. Peter talked about clergy being the shepherds of our souls, okay? So that's why we call pastors a pastor. I mean, that all goes to the imagery of sheep. A good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep, and a hireling flees. He runs when the wolf approaches because he loves himself more than he loves the sheep. And in a bigger sense, some shepherds love their own life and their own reputation and their own comfort more than they love God, because God is the one who commissions a shepherd to protect the sheep. That was a very polite way to introduce a very simple thought. Listen to what your pastor says this Sunday and to what he doesn't say. Listen to what your pastor says about Kim Davis being in jail for contempt of court, for standing up to a tyrant judge and upholding her conscience and, more importantly, the laws of God. And hear what he doesn't say. Listen for what your pastor says about Kim Davis and her efforts to stand for Christ and for the laws of God. And listen to what he doesn't say. If he doesn't say a single word, I say this respectfully, I say it with grief in my heart, he is a coward. He's a politically correct coward. The only way that he could get a pass is if he literally was on vacation, was not reading or watching the news, had no knowledge, walked into the pulpit with a fresh sermon, and he preached, had no knowledge. Other than that, if he says nothing, he's a coward. He's not faithful to God. Martin Luther said, if you stand up and you say, I'm professing Christ, but you ignore that exact thing, at that exact moment the devil is attacking, if you're silent on that, if you ignore that, then you're not professing Christ. No matter how loudly you profess and preach Christ, you're really not professing him. Listen to what your pastor says and listen to what he doesn't say. This is the moment when the fire is under his heart, revealing what's inside.